Good day once again, my name is Graphics. Now let us look at free body diagram. The free body diagram is a diagram that is used to isolate the system to be considered, showing all the external force acting on the system, or you say it's a diagram that sketches all the external force that acts on a body or a system. Now let's take, for instance, we have supports, right? We know for sure that supports are meant to what? Carry load, right? And we have different types of support. Now the first type of support that we have different kind of support. The first type of support that we have what is called a roller support, right? A roller what? A roller support. Now a roller support is always, the symbol for roller support is this. The symbol for roller support is this. Right? When you see this, is the symbol for what? Roller support. Are we good? Now a roller support is always having one reaction. For instance, now let us consider a beam. Let's say this is a beam here, right? This is A and this is B. The beginning of the beam is A, the end of the beam is B. Now what is a beam? A beam is a structural member that is designed to resist load acting at right angle to its what? Longitudinal axis, right? Now let's say a support is carrying the beam, and let's assume that support is this roller support, right? Now, and let's assume that on that beam there is a load. Let me say a load on it. Let me say a block on it. Let's say it is what? A block on it, right? Now if I want to draw my free body diagram of this, it means that I will draw a straight line. Since this is a roller support, just like your car tire, my car can easily go on the ground easily, but it cannot climb up a wall. So the direction this cannot go, so it will be having one reaction facing up. So we call it RAY. The RAY means the reaction at point A along y-axis, right? And this point will be RBY. This is reaction at point B along y-axis, right? Now this block here has a load, so it's a weight, so it will be acting downward because it will be acting pressure on the load, right? So this is, we call it W. So this is the free body diagram of this system. Are we good now? Now similarly, let's assume maybe the beam is like this, and the reactions, the load are like this. It's like this, right? Now if I want to draw the free body diagram FBD here, is that taken? It will be something like this. Maybe this is my point A and this is my point B. So we'll be having a reaction facing this direction. So this will be RAX because this is horizontal component, and this will be RBX, reaction at point A along x-axis. So one thing to understand that this is the movement. Movement is easier vertically here, but movement is not easier horizontally here. To show that there's no movement in the horizontal direction, but there's movement in the vertical direction. So I'm having reaction here. One thing you need to understand is that your load will never face downward. Do you get logic now? It will always face upward, and your reaction will never face downward. It will always face what? Upward. Is that taken now? And your reaction will never be negative. Is that taken now? That is one thing you need to understand. And also, what you need to understand is that when I'm talking about reaction and no reaction and so on and so forth, now what you need to understand is, if I have a chair, let's say this is my chair, right? Let me use this reaction for my chair. I have a chair here that has this load. This is a load here, and someone is standing on the chair. Is that taken now? The person is having a weight, and that weight is a load. So since it's a load, it is the action force, right? Now the support is trying to carry the load, so it is what? The reaction force. So that's why you see in this case here now, this block here is the action force, because it's acting in is adding weight to this beam, right? Is a load. Why the reaction here, the load support here are what they call the reaction force. They stop this load from having too much effect on the beam. Is that taken now? So that is one thing you need to understand. So the load, the block is the action force, the reaction, which is we'll call it the weight, and the support is the reaction force, which we'll call them the reaction in the free body diagram. Are we good now? So now it might be in this manner. I might draw something like this, and I might decide to do it like this way. It's still a roller support. Is that okay? Thank you very much.